Hello, hello. Good evening.
What's up, everybody? Happy hump day.
All right, so tonight's a cool night. We have quite a bit of Terastal Festival. Quite a bit. So there's 10 boxes, and we definitely want to rip into those for sure. So check the pinned comment, head over to the website. You can grab a box. They are currently about 10 left. So if you want to go grab those so we can rip those open, let us know immediately and place that order in there. Upper left hand corner, you can also check out today's chase cards. We've added the Sunbreon and the
I'm
third.
excited for that one.
Yeah, being able to rip one of those tonight would be about as phenomenal of an evening as we can get.
Right.
So yeah, so really looking forward to that. But in the meantime, we thought it would be fun to do a little tier list.
Let's go.
So let's go ahead and go over to tier list maker.
I love tier. I love talking about tier lists. Let's get into it.
All right, so we got the tier list up. So the tier list here is going to be expansions, right? So so Pokemon TCG expansions. Specifically, we're going to be looking at Scarlet and Violet era, since that's the most recent. The tier list actually didn't have Shrouded Fable, Stellar Crown, or Surging Spark, so I had to throw those in there, so those look a little bit different. But let's go ahead and start with, obviously, base. Start with
Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, so thinking about putting it F tier being the lowest, S tier being probably only want to put really one inside S tier. So S tier would be like by far and away the one that we think is the absolute best, right?
Right.
So nothing else quite compares. So if we're thinking about Scarlet and Violet base, let's make sure that we are not misremembering anything and remind ourselves what exactly was inside Scarlet and Violet base. So if we head on over to TCG Player, we have all the different sets pulled up. So let's try to remember what was in here exactly. So filtering from highest price to lowest price, so obviously all the boxes and everything, right? But if we get down to our first cards, actually I wonder if I can, I can filter by cards as well. That makes it even easier. Very cool. I didn't know you could do that in TCG Player. All right, so filtering by cards. Again, let's remind ourselves what was even in this. What was in this set? So at the very tippy top, we have our Gardevoir EX.
Yeah, the Gardevoir EX is definitely a card ahead of your collection. I mean, you can see right there, that specific card is worth $39. Rounded up to $40 for that specific card, so that's a good card to have in the collection.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's got that very nice Pokemon anime style attached to it, and this one in particular is like super cozy, right? I mean, it's Gardevoir and she's sitting at home and she's helping the trainer knit, right? I mean, it's just got a lot of charm and a lot of substance to it. All the green really pops off the screen, which is pretty incredible because there's so much green in this card actually. And there's also a lot of text in here, which is not super common all the time. And sometimes those walls of text really sort of interrupt what it is that you're looking at on the artwork side. But in this case, it really doesn't. It really doesn't take away at all. And obviously this is an SIR, so quite difficult to pull something like this.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been lucky to pull that card yet, but again, it's something to have to the collection. Yeah, and the detail, the graphics are pretty nice. I really like that card.
All right, so that's our top chase card for this set. Again, we've opened up a decent amount of Scarlet Violet base on the channel so far during Rip and Chips, but we haven't seen Gardevoir pop up quite yet. If we move on to the next in this particular list, so we have Miriam. So we're only gonna go through a couple of these before we go back to the tier list, right?
Right.
So Miriam, this is a great card. A lot of people really, if they're trying to grab a hold of one particular card out of Scarlet and Violet base, this is very often the specific one that they're trying to grab.
Right. I absolutely love the Miriam card. I mean, if you can just see all like Pikachu in the corner, I absolutely love Miriam's hair, the purple and pink, and you know, just the details of this card. It's just really nice. I like this card a lot. Very girly.
It is. Got that very understandable.
Very cutesy, very demure. I love Miriam. She's cute.
My bad. Sitting over here trying to unmute myself. Yeah, so we haven't hit Miriam yet on the stream, but we do have Scarlet and Violet base left, so check the pinned comment to head over to the store if you want to see if we can pull some Miriam tonight. But if we do move over to something that we have looked at on the stream specifically, if we head over to Miraidon.
Miraidon! This is a great card. Didn't we pull this last live? Twice, I think.
We pulled this thing 2 different times.
Right.
In the single evening. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even just in a single evening. It was all within, like, I want to say 10 packs. It was a 10-pack rip. And we pulled Miraidon 2 different times.
Right. That's a lucky hand, if I must say. What was that, Matt or Andrew that pulled that card?
That was that was Matt. He was able to pull. Right. He was able to pull both of those. So that was super cool. And it's also just a really great card. I mean, it's as far as Scarlet and Violet base, getting a hold of Miraidon, Koraidon, you know, from the game if you played it, those are going to be the primary entrance to the game. They're in the tutorial for all intents and purposes, right? So this one's really cool. And of course, like we talked about last time, if you can get a second Pokemon into a card, it like instantly ups the coolness factor of these things. Multi-Pokemon cards are definitely the bee's knees. It's super cool.
And I absolutely love the tower of the Pokemon ball. That's there in the left-hand corner. So
yeah, the lamp.
Yeah, is it a lamp? Okay, I wasn't sure. If
I think
it was
it's
like a tower or something.
I mean, I think it's a lamp. I don't know that like for sure or anything.
Interesting.
It looks like a lamp to me.
However it is, I like the detail of that.
Okay, so coming back, let's do a quick review. Oh, Drowsy, we also pulled this.
Drowsy, we pulled that yesterday as well.
Yeah, we pulled this the other day. This is also a super cool card. This is an illustration rare, so it's super fun.
Yeah,
pack opening.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really good opening. I mean, pulling 2 Miraidon EXs and a Drowsy EX within maybe 15 packs of each other, super good rip. But yeah, so looking at the rest of these, so I mean, we have Ralts, adorable. Curlia, adorable as well. The Slowpoke's got that really fun little art style going on. The Koraidon EX, not as popular as Miraidon, but still a super cool card. And then Rylu, I mean, come on now.
Rylu, that's a good card.
So all in all, a really solid set as far as the illustration rares and the secret illustration rares go. But the fact of the matter is that this set just hasn't popped off. Like, it just didn't land, I think, the way a lot of people would have expected it to. It was the first set in a brand new generation, right? So you're moving on from Sword and Shield, which people loved. And Sword and Shield ended on such a high note. I mean, Crown Zenith was just such a ridiculous set. It was gigantic. It had a ridiculous amount of art rares or secret alt arts that were inside of it. And so Scarlet and Violet kind of just didn't have a lot of oomph to it as far as moving into a brand new era. And then, of course, there's also just apprehensiveness regarding, I know what I'm used to with Sword and Shield. I don't know what I'm getting quite yet with Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I think the hype around Scarlet and Violet did exceed everyone's expectations, but overall it's still, you do got some good hits there, but I mean, I think we were expecting more out of it, but there's so many great cards that are coming out now that we're excited about. So
yeah, when you look back and you compare what Scarlet and Violet base is compared to some of the other ones we're going to get to, it gets to be a pretty tough comparison. So if we're going to put this up on the board here, I don't know, I'm thinking C tier.
Yeah, I would definitely rank it as a C.
You can make an argument to throw it an F. I don't I don't think it deserves quite that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I guess it just depends who you are. I could see a lot of viewers rating it an F, but again, there's some good cards, some decent cards in there, so I would have to give it a C too.
Yeah, there's also the perspective of if you're trying to get a hold of really cool illustration rares and secret illustration rares, and you're not necessarily interested in throwing out like $250 per card, or you don't want to grab the Pikachu, which is sitting at like almost $500 or something,
right?
You can get a lot of value out of getting a couple of different IRs and SIRs out of Scarlet Violet base. So in that sense, as far as like value for really interesting art, I mean, it's S tier. It is the cheapest set in Scarlet and Violet by far and away, which is, so that gives it a really high tier as far as value goes. But as far as investability, how deep is it going to go? As far as money is concerned in the long run, hard to say, of course, but a lot of those singles are like sub $50. So because of those reasons, I think C tier is a good spot.
Absolutely. I think you nailed it.
But speaking of, value, as far as these cards are concerned, if you do head over to the site, it's in the pinned comment. We do have some Scarlet and Violet base left over. So if you do want to go for any of those super high value hits for what you're actually paying for, then jump on in there.
Yeah, grab a pack. You never know what you're gonna get. That's a fun part.
All right. So next up would be Paldea Evolved.
Paldea Evolved.
So Paldea Evolved.
I'm excited to review this one.
And let's filter it by cards. All right. So Paldea Evolved has one big fat banger in it.
Oh yes, and that is the
Magikarp.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this thing has ridiculously blown up. I mean, if we take a look at the 3 and then also let's think of the 6 month as well. This thing started out pretty strong, being what it is. But we're dropping down to about $100 back in September. And look what it's done. It's just gone. It's a straight line. It's completely linear, right? And so now we're sitting at over $200 from Paldea Evolved, which again is a set that not a ton of people were like super, super interested in. But the Magikarp purely on its own, I think really carries the set.
Definitely, this is a vintage Pokemon, so just to see how the value in it makes absolutely sense for it to be this. I mean, marketplace is going $220. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the way the card looks too, I mean, the actual specific artwork, it's got this very retro sort of classical Japanese look to it. It's extremely colorful. I mean, Magikarp is actually just jumping off the page at you, right? Like, it looks so good. And then
the details are awesome. I love it.
And something a friend of mine pointed out, or didn't point out, because he didn't realize that this was here. Gyarados is up in the upper right-hand corner.
I just noticed that. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to notice.
I never saw that. That is so cool.
This is also, if you're paying really close attention to like the geometry of the artwork, Magikarp is trying to go like upstream, right? He's trying to get to the top of this mountain. And at the top of the mountain, that's where Gyarados is sitting, because that's what Magikarp does, right? His whole life is just about trying to turn into Gyarados, to climb that mountain, right? So super cool. I mean, this thing super carries this particular set.
And I love the rainbow detailing in the back, like in the graphics, in the artwork. It's so pretty. Definitely gives that extra pop. So nice.
Yeah, it really, really pops. I mean, it's absolutely worth $200 at this point. And again, I think it really carries the whole set. There are some other good ones. Iono is really doing well as far as its particular value, but I think that probably, I mean, the Raichu and the Marill though are like super duper high tier.
Oh yes.
Let me check the queue real quick, see how we're doing over here, see if anybody's ready to start ripping. Okay, yeah, it looks like we do have one. So Vanessa wants to head into the pulpit.
All right, Vanessa, Merlin, thank you for joining us tonight.
All right, so Vanessa wants to go in with Scarlet Violet base. See if we can pull that another Miraidon, right?
Oh, that would be like,
if we can end up with 3 different Miraidons within 2 different openings, that's gonna be nuts.
I mean, that would be a great way to start the night.
So let's go ahead and get 1 Scarlet Violet base, 1 Surging Sparks English, 1 Super Electric Breaker Japanese, and then also going in with Stellar Crown. So let me go grab those packs real quick. And Danielle, if you could get it ready.
I don't have right.
No, if you could get the energy card ready.
Oh, energy. All right, Vanessa.
Okay, so Vanessa wants to go in with Stellar Crown, Scarlet Violet base, Surging Sparks English, and Super Electric Breaker.
Woo! So excited.
All right, let's get into it. Good luck, Vanessa.
Since Vanessa's a mommy, she has 2 daughters, Scarlet and Violet, you know, it'd be pretty nice to it's her first pack. Let's see what we got here, Vanessa. Okay. We're gonna put that good look out there for y'all tonight. All right, that's energy. Can you see that? We got that. All right, it is Mo Rotom. That's like a lawnmower, I'm guessing. Cute. It's for Bunny. Cute guy. Like that. Cover Fossil. Oh, can you hear me? Cover Fossil.
Oh.
Tantrum. It's cute. Candy. Troll. I don't know, say that. Gravity Gemstone.
All right, so we did manage to get Koraidon. Not the one we're looking for, not quite yet, but we're not to the hit spot yet.
We're close. I don't know, say that. Handsome here. Little cute little monkey guy. Whoa. Oh my gosh. I am so excited for you. I love this card. This is so awesome, Vanessa. Look. You did pull a nice card. This is great to add to your collection, being this is your first pull.
Yeah, so Cinderace, ultra rare. So this is an alternate, full art, well, is what they call it now. So full art of Cinderace. So it's Cinderace EX, which is a double rare. And then this is full art, as you can obviously tell. It is art from top to bottom. So this is the full art version. Very nice. I mean, a super sick first pull, right?
Very nice. I am so excited for you. This is awesome. I'm telling you, I knew something good was happening today. I put that in there. Okay. Other card.
Go ahead and set that up. Scarlet Violet base set. Scarlet Violet base. Still super fun set to open.
All right, Vanessa, let's go.
Trying to get that same luck we had the other day, right? Great.
It's a little snake. Python?
Silicobra. So it's
Silico?
so it's like silicon.
Oh, gotcha.
B sharp.
E sharp.
All of again, I keep harping on like how good dark energy types look. But I'm just such a fan of the way these cards actually pull. Riolu.
So cute.
Adorable.
That's giving me Violet vibes. I love it.
I mean, Lucario is obviously one of everybody's favorites.
All right.
We got our homie Arvin.
Arvin.
So we pulled those 2 Maridons the other day. That was because of him. Cacturn, our cactus Pokemon.
Yeah, he looks
This one's actually got really nice
alienish.
artwork. Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
looks a little UFO.
Mm-hmm.
It's super cool.
Arteria.
Actually, let's bring it a little closer. B sharp again. This is our first reverse holo out of this pack. So the dark types, especially reverse holo, it just looks so good.
Yeah. The detailing.
Yeah, these are good enough for a binder.
Yeah. Gotta start up your collection, Vanessa.
Drifloon. So cute.
Oh my god.
All right, let's see what kind of hits we can
All
pull.
right, Vanessa. Drum roll.
It's not picking that up.
Okay.
The shock mouth stops it. Gardevoir
Wow.
EX.
So nice.
Yeah, so this is, if I zoom in a little bit on the rarity. So this is another ultra rare, right? So that is 2 ultra rares in a row,
Wow, Vanessa.
which is pretty nuts. Odds of that happening are quite slim. So it's not the Gardevoir SIR, but this is a really, really excellent hit. It looks phenomenal.
It's great. I am so happy for you. This is your second pull now, and this is such a good one to add to your collection. I mean, it's a beautiful card. I love this card.
All right, so let me sleeve this up, and Danielle can start on the next.
All right, Vanessa. Round 3, let's go. Gotta set hers up a little bit so we can have them showy. Look at that. All right, here we go, V. All right, energy card.
All right, good luck.
Luck. Kill light.
Glimmet.
Or limit. Okay, like a
It's like a rock Pokemon.
rock. Super cute. Looks like a vegetable. Magnemite. Magnemite. Cool. Oh, this is the second one. Pansear.
Pansear. Orangaroo.
Orangaroo.
Looking super fly.
Cute. Alright. Piece of pill.
Lucia's Appeal. We want the SIR of that though.
I know. If we get an SIR of that, you're on a roll. Alright. Taurus. Technical machine. Flavor. It's like a CD of some sort.
Ooh.
And fabulous Megsprit.
Mesprit. So one of those spirit Pokemon.
Yeah. Thank you. You guys pulled this yesterday too.
The Paldean Taurus.
Nice. I think that's the second one.
Yeah, that was the second one. So next one's a hit.
All
So
right, next one is gonna be a hit. Let's see. Drum roll.
Tapu Lele.
What's up, Lay?
Nope.
Nope.
No good hit on this
Not
one.
on this one, but still cute to have in your collection.
Yeah, super cute.
Okay, next one.
All
The
right.
last one.
All right, let me open this one up.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one. Also, Vanessa, we got an Andrew. You guys might want to see that we do have the EX Japanese edition. I know you guys were looking at that, or Andrew was.
All right, so let's see what we can pull here. So,
luck.
yeah, good luck. Last pack, Super Electric Breaker. Remember, we're looking for the Pikachu. Upper left-hand corner, we got the chase cards. We want the Pikachu.
It's coming.
We got our Spheal. Super cute. Got our Wattrel. The evolution of Wattrel is Kilowattrel. Very clever. We got Jasmine's Gaze over here. This one also has an SAR that's very, very good.
Oh, nice. She's cute. I love her pigtails.
And last up we have, oh, I can't remember his name, but he's like a ancient legendary bush, basically.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say swamp, like a swamp guy.
All right, so that's it for this. Let's take a second just to admire the backs of Japanese cards. They're really cool.
So nice.
Yeah, this is how you you can't get away with using Japanese cards in a English only tournament deck.
That is so cute.
All right, so that's it for Vanessa. Thanks for heading on into the pulpit, and I'm pretty satisfied with what we were able to grab. So 2 ultra rares in a row, pretty phenomenal. I mean, getting Cinderace, and mind you, the Cinderace in particular is super nice. This is after they introduced the rainbow rares, right? So the border on this one is a rainbow, as you can quite easily tell. Whereas on the Gardevoir, this is before they introduced rainbow borders. So it gives them a nice little color splash that you don't always normally get. So really, really nice pulls. Congratulations. Super fun pulls in the pulpit. So congrats, Vanessa.
Congrats, Vanessa. First pull. Let's leave this one up here. I feel like we should throw it back.
All right, so let's go ahead and check the queue. All right, so we're all caught up. So let's.
Just gonna show them off one more time.
Yeah.
Ooh. So beautiful, the coloring.
Yeah, and then put a Gardevoir in the same one.
Same one?
Yeah, just go the opposite direction.
Oh.
Yeah, so
good
they're
idea.
facing. Yeah, so that way when you flip it over both directions, you see a card.
Nice.
Okay. You are very welcome. Very, very welcome.
Yay, Vanessa, thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Hope you like your cards.
Yeah, those are really nice. I mean, being able to grab 2 different ultra rares out of 4 packs, that is exceptionally good luck. That's not going to happen every single time. Like Danielle was saying, if you are interested in Terastal Festival, so this is the newest, the brand new set out of Japan. This is going to be coming to the United States and North America more generally, not until the middle of January. So we have it about a month in advance since we were getting the Japanese sets. So these are also unique as far as the Japanese sets go. This is called a high class set. So high class sets are an annual tradition that the Japanese Pokemon company does. The difference is here, if you noticed when we opened up Super Electric Breakers, that's a standard expansion for the Japanese set, and that is 5 cards per pack. The high class sets, though, they actually have 10 cards per set, so they are quite literally double. So the same amount as US sets, and then a booster box has 10 packs in here. So this particular box has 10 packs with 10 cards. So this is 100 cards. And the set itself is just ridiculous. We're talking about all the evolutions in SAR format. We're talking about Eevee herself in 2 different SAR formats. One of the SARs for Eevee in this set actually was made by a really famous chef in Japan. So the Pokemon company does a good job at reaching out and trying to get a hold of new artists to do work for them. And so for this set, they got some really good ones.
Oh yeah, the artwork are amazing.
And if you look in the upper left corner for today's chase cards, you'll notice the one on the far right, that's Umbreon. That's the Umbreon SAR from this set. And it's going for roughly $350 at the moment. So it's doing quite well. You're eating good with Terastal Festival lately, and it's also really hard to get a hold of. So we were very lucky, very fortunate to be able to grab some.
Yeah, these cards are rare right now, and it would be a nice pull to get that card.
Yeah, I mean, any of the evolutions I'm going to be ultra happy with. Umbreon is going to be the most valuable. Glaceon's my personal favorite. Glaceon's my favorite Pokemon, period. But there's a Glaceon in there. There's all the evolutions. So Umbreon, Sylveon, Espeon, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, and Glaceon. So they're all sitting in there. And again, 2 different Eevee ones. I mean, it's a super cool set. And, the other thing I completely forgot to mention, the Japanese high-class sets differ a little bit from English sets in that there is guarantees that sit inside a high-class set. So a high-class set is guaranteed to have 1 SAR per box. So whenever you grab a box, you will be walking away with an SAR. It's not a question of if, like you do when you grab an English booster box. There's always chances you can walk away with nothing from an English booster box. But in the high class sets, you are going to get 1 every single time. You're also guaranteed to get an EX or better in every single pack. So there's no packs that you'll open that don't have a hit. There is a hit. You get 10 hits guaranteed. You also get 1 Ace Spec guaranteed. The Ace Specs are the pink holographic cards that we've seen. And then you also get 3 guaranteed Pokeball reverse holos. So those are the reverse holos that they have a little Pokeball instead of the graphics for like where it shows like the leaf for leaf type Pokemon or for grass type Pokemon or whatever. Instead of that, it has a Pokeball. And then of those 3 different Pokeballs, you also have the chance, it's not guaranteed, to get a Master Ball version of that reverse holo. And as a matter of fact, the Umbreon, they're extremely rare. They're ridiculously rare because the SARs are guaranteed to come out of a box. So people are pulling SARs. But the Master Ball reverse holo variants of some of these cards are not guaranteed whatsoever. So they're exceptionally rare. So some of those are worth more money than their SAR version. Yo, what's up, Thomas? How's it going, man?
What's going on? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so we're chatting about Terastal Festival because it just came out pretty recently, and it is absolutely going bananas. And we were able to get our hands on about 10 boxes this.
Yep, we got some boxes, so hopefully we get to crack one open tonight.
So let me double check on the queue real quick. All right, so we're looking good. So let's, we were working on a tier list earlier for Scarlet and Violet base set for all the different cards. So let's go ahead and get back to that real quick.
I know, we're on a roll right now.
Okay, so we were looking at Paldea Evolved, and so obviously, you know, the primary conversation about Paldea Evolved is going to be Magikarp, obviously. But there's a couple other really cool ones. So probably, at least personally, my favorite is Raichu. You know, Raichu's not like super popular or anything, because he's not Pikachu. The poor guy had the unfortunate case of evolving from Pikachu, and nobody wants to do that. The only guy who did it in the original show, remember, he was an asshole. Nobody liked him.
Yeah, and I mean, Pikachu's just a classic. You know, there's no other better Pokemon card than Pikachu. I mean,
but this one's very nice. You know, Raichu asleep, because normally you see him, he's so angry, so aggressive, he's so mad, right? So Raichu asleep, and he's buzzing, literally buzzing with electricity in his sleep. So super adorable. Also a really strong card, by the way. 200 on Thunderbolt.
He has 1 gold star, so again, another good one to add to the collection.
And then the other favorite, at least from me, is going to be Meryl, because Meryl's adorable. Come on now. No, Meryl's a mouse. Meryl the mouse.
Instead of evolved into a rat.
Yeah, but it's a mouse type, and she's cute.
It's a critter.
I mean, she literally plays with her tail as she's walking around. I mean, it's adorable. You also have Bruxish in the scene, which is always good. Yeah. And I cannot remember what this guy's name is. I want to say he's a shrimp. Super Steve, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's up, everyone? Happy Hump Day. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, so we are doing a tier list right now, looking at Scarlet and Violet sets, just Scarlet and Violet sets. So we're checking out, reminding ourselves exactly what sits in these sets so that we can accurately throw them up on the board. I mean, but if you scroll down and you just take a look at all the different illustration and secret illustration rares that pop up, like, I mean, ignore the values other than Magikarp. Like, you can't tell me that this set doesn't have super phenomenal cards.
Right. I mean, there's just so many. Again, this isn't, if you're a first collector, this is your first time collecting Pokemon cards. There's so many cards here that you want to add to the collection. So.
Yeah, and we talk about value when we were talking about Scarlet and Violet base. Paldea Evolved also has that going for it. Considering what you could get for, you know, if you're interested in like $100 worth of singles, you can get a lot of really good illustration rares from Paldea Evolved for $100. You could get all 3 of the starters from Scarlet and Violet for far less than 100, and then walk away with something else on top of that. So significant value for your money. So if we're putting Paldea Evolved up here in the tier list,
we'll keep it at the C level.
You think C?
Yeah.
See, I disagree. I would say...
You think it's better than Scarlet and Violet?
I think it's better than Scarlet and Violet. I think if you look at all the different art rares that come out of it combined, I think that they... Frankly, it looks to me like they put in more effort when they did Paldea Evolved. It looks, when you look at the cards, it looks to me like they saw that Scarlet and Violet did not hit well and people were not just super digging it. And so they were like, no, we have to actually try hard this time.
I mean, there's some better cards, absolutely, I agree. And I think the graphics and the detailing, the artwork, yeah, they probably are much better than Scarlet and Violet. I just really like the 151 collection, so.
All right, well, we're getting there. Almost to 151. All right, so what do you think? We gonna put Paldea in B or leave it in C?
I think let's shoot for B. I think you're right. You got that one right. So.
All right, it's a sleeper. It's definitely a sleeper. I think the fact that you can get so many really, really strong illustration rares for such a ridiculously low price just instantly makes the thing a B tier. Because again, you can take a C note and walk away with almost an entire, or possibly even an entire binder page. All right, so next up is going to be Obsidian Flames. Talk about...
Obsidian Flames is a popular one, I would say, right now.
I would not say that.
But I feel like I've been seeing it all over right now. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of people are opening it up. I'll give you that. So it's definitely been popularly to open.
Yeah, more so fun to pull. You know, Charizard card. You want to get everybody, I feel like, wants to have a Charizard card in their collection.
Yeah, and I mean, if your if your primary concern is getting a hold of Charizard cards, then Obsidian Flames is definitely going to be a good set because there's a few different ones you can get. They just so happen to not be ultra popular within the ecosystem of all the different Charizard cards, but I think that's probably a mistake. I mean, if we look at the Charizard EX, so this is the SAR version. Really cool. This sort of like, I guess I would call like a broken glass sort of a look, which is really reminiscent of actually Terastal Festival. The way a lot of those is sort of a glass look that they went for, and that's exactly what they were doing here on Obsidian Flame. So this is actually like almost over a year ahead of its time in that way.
I think it's more modernized. I like it a lot. I mean, I love personally Charizard on my top 5 Pokemon, so.
Well, he definitely shows up, and there's multiple, right? Like, I mean, if you're super into
Right.
Charizard, like you can pull, ideally, you pull the SIR, but there's nothing wrong with pulling the Hyper Rare. And the Hyper Rares, of course, are more rare than the actual SIRs, but they tend to be worth a little bit less because the SIRs just look so good. And then the Charizard Ultra Rare, so the full art version. And then there's, of course, the EX version, too. So you got like 4 or 5, maybe, no, I think it's 4 different Charizards in the set.
Again, and for all those Charizard fans, collecting each one of them is just, you know, over time, value goes up on them. And then it's just fun to have in your collection, so.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just want to collect Charizards. That's a very common thing in the hobby, right? Is people who say, I'm interested in collecting one of each Charizard. Now, here's a fun little hobby tidbit. There's not a lot of people that do this, but there's some people who exclusively are out there trying to find PSA grade 1 cards. And it's kind of funny. One of the easiest PSA 1s to find, they're extremely rare because who has a card that would grade a 1 and then send it in? They're going to pay the $15 to send it in to have it graded. Not super common. But one of the more common ones is the original Charizard because so many people had them in their pockets back when we were kids at that age and had them ruined, and now they're roughly PSA 1s.
I think I saw a collector take his Charizard collection to Pawn Stars, and man, to have those cards and keep them in mint condition, I mean, priceless.
So my favorite card in the set, by far and away, is Ninetales.
Ninetales!
So a little bit biased. Ninetales is one of my absolute tippy-top favorite Pokemon. Definitely in the top 3.
Honestly, it kind of reminds me of Azula. I can see why that's your favorite card.
Yeah, so Azula's our dog. She's an Australian Shepherd, and she's very fluffy. She's got the Ninetales sort of look going on.
She does.
But yeah, so as far as the rest of what Obsidian Flame had to offer, a lot of people were not super impressed with some of the art styles on here. So this is like that sort of old school cartoon in a newspaper sort of style. Not everyone's cup of tea, obviously. Pidgeot is a cool Pokemon, and he has a lot of cool cards. And is this really going to be considered a secret illustration rare? I think that's where people start to find that Obsidian Flames just doesn't hit right. Because if this can rank as an SIR, you know, what exactly is the standard that we're trying to set nowadays?
Right.
You can see the same here. I think the Pidgey one's super cute though. In fairness, this one's really adorable.
Yeah, it's giving me like Nintendo vibes.
Yeah, so other than that, I mean, you look through the rest of these, they're all good cards, right? There's nothing wrong with having any of these on here. But as you can see, Arven from Obsidian Flames, uncommon, $2.58. That is, in case you're wondering why that might be, it's because of tournament play. It shows up in
And
decks.
didn't Vanessa just pull that card?
Yes.
So just Vanessa, just so you know, Arven, that is what the market price is going for that particular card.
So overall, if we come back to the tier list and we think about where Obsidian Flame sits, I mean, I'm D. I'm throwing in D.
I mean, I guess compared to Scarlet and Violet, and yeah.
Yeah, I think Scarlet and Violet base has far superior volume of really good pulls. I would be very happy to walk away with a page in a binder that has all Scarlet and Violet base illustration rares or secret illustration rares. I don't think I'd return to the page in my binder that had a bunch of IRs from Obsidian Flames. I don't think I'd come back and look at that one all that often. So what do you think? Are we gonna leave it in D, or do you wanna move it up somewhere, or put it lower?
I mean, it has Charizard. I love Charizard, so I feel like I might put it next to C.
All right, C for Charizard. Okay, I'm willing to do that, but it's going after Scarlet and Violet.
Okay.
It's not gonna sit in the same because it's just. Okay, so next up is, I mean, what do you say? 151, right?
151, let's go.
All right, so 151 was the first specialty set that came out of the Scarlet and Violet era.
Take me back to my childhood, please.
Let's see, Thomas is asking what are the best types of packs to buy at Target, Walmart, etc. So if you're going to a big box retailer, they, on occasion, when they get their restocks, they tend to get some really, really good stuff. So you'll find Elite Trainer boxes, which are ETBs for short. So if you see Elite Trainer boxes at a big box store, those are typically priced at MSRP, which means you're not paying over MSRP value, which very often happens on the secondary market. You end up paying a good chunk over MSRP. So that's the benefit of going to a big box store.
Right. And we just wanted one box during Black Friday, and unfortunately, we did not get one because everyone was wanting DTC boxes. So.
Yeah, the ETBs from Black Friday at Target especially were going out really fast because they had priced them at half MSRP price. So one of the other positive aspects about going to the big box stores is sometimes they are trying to liquidate. And when Target or Walmart tries to liquidate, we're talking about gigantic discount. I mean, because if you think about when they're getting a hold of this stuff from their distributors, I mean, they are buying such a ridiculous amount. They are getting those, like an ETB is typically going to be around $50. You know, they're probably getting those things for $20, maybe less.
And the goal is to buy it at value price. Now, when people resellers, they'll resell it, and it's going to be double, triple that. And you know, some of those boxes are going for like $200, $300 now, and it's like, I'm gonna pass because I'm not about to spend that much money. Yeah,
you'll also see at Target and Walmart, you'll see these boxes. They're like, actually, Danielle, can you pull out the Electro box we have? So let me switch the.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! I actually got this gem, so.
Yeah, so you'll see boxes really similar to this. So these are called collection boxes, and it'll feature like some kind of Pokemon, right? Yeah, and usually what it'll have in there is a couple of promos that are specific to this set. So like these promos, you can only get them from these collection boxes. It's the only place you could get them. So that gives them some form of exclusivity. But they do tend to make lots of these. So it's usually not a problem if there's one that you see online or something. It's usually not a problem when you head to the store if they don't have any. And if they don't have any, then the next time they restock, they probably will. So you can get a couple of good promos in there. And then you can't see it very well on our box because the cards got kind of moved around underneath them.
Right, yeah.
But these will come with booster packs too. And it'll usually come with a mix of booster packs. So it's meant to be a lot of, they're meant for fun. These things are meant to rip open and have a good time with. They're not necessarily meant to hold on to for 10 years and see if it goes up in value. It will go up in value. But if that's what you're trying to do, you buy booster boxes and you buy ATBs because that's where the majority of your value is going to come from. But these are meant to be a lot of fun. So these are excellent gifts to give to someone that is into Pokemon. Or for you personally, if you're in the mood to rip some packs, then you can't really go wrong with the collection boxes.
Yeah, I think I got a little addicted at the beginning, and I was like, I'm gonna start ripping packets left and right, and now here we are.
Yeah, I mean they're just a good time. They're just fun because you're gonna get multiple different booster packs, and then they come from different expansions too. So they're a lot of fun. And then finally, the retailers are also usually pretty good at having they won't have loose packs. If you see a loose pack at Target or Walmart, that's because somebody like opened a box there in the store. You shouldn't see loose packs. What you will see is sleeved booster packs. I don't have an example to show you, but they essentially have a little bit of cardboard that goes around the pack. It's one pack and it has cardboard that goes around it, and it has glue. So you have far better chance of not having a tampered with pack in that particular case. Almost impossible, because if it is re-glued, you'll feel it when you're holding it in your hand at the store before you buy it.
Right. So Thomas and Steve, if you're trying to open up some packs, visit our link right there above our bio. You can click on our website and purchase some packs, and we can open them right here live for you. Get in the Pokemon addict addiction life, and once you open one, you'll never turn back.
Yeah, be careful. Terastal Festival, that's the big one tonight. So that's the featured, beyond the featured product, right? So it's not super easy to get a hold of Terastal these days. So if you are interested in the box, especially because of the guaranteed hits that come through there, head on over to the store. We do have a good amount left. All right. Scar's saying open it up. If we have, let's get through our tier list and see where we're sitting after that.
Yeah, we'll have to open one up for sure then. I mean, I want it. If someone doesn't buy one, we're gonna have to open one up.
So let me double check the queue real quick. Okay, we're good to go. So let's get back over to our.
Explain it just in case, or should you drop the link?
What?
The link. Do you want to drop it in the website? In the chat box?
It already is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up at the. If you're trying to get to the store and you're wondering where the link is, check the pinned comment at the very top of chat. It's sitting in there. All right, so if we head back to our tier list, so we're looking at 151. I mean, what do you even say, right? Like, I mean, before we even look at the rest of these, like, come on now.
Automatic.
Now, obviously, Danielle and I have significant nostalgia regarding 151. Okay, so for those that aren't familiar with what 151 is, it is 151 in the sense of the original 151 Pokemon from the Kanto region, from the first two games, Red and Blue.
This makes me feel old.
Yeah, so that was in
Ancient.
so that was in 1999, by the way. Well, it came out 3 years earlier in 1996 in Japan. That's where it first launched, obviously. But for those of us in the U.S., it was 2000.
See,
Or at 99.
Pokemons that I'm used to. Now, all the new generational Pokemons that came out, I'm still learning as I go, but these are the classics. This is where it all started.
Yeah, I mean, we're going into the 9th generation of Pokemon. They all more or less created another 150.
And the Charizard EX, let's just look at that little baby. I definitely would love to pull that card.
Yeah, so Charizard
170 for that card. Come on.
Yeah, Charizard EX from this particular set. I mean, it blows up for a couple of reasons, right? It ends up as the top chase card. All I know is the 151. The new Pokemon are hard to follow, dude.
Steve, same.
They are difficult to follow. If you do want to check out some more 151, if you head on over to the website, we do have Japanese 151. So those are a really good value for money as well. Very fun packs. There are seven cards per pack. Yeah, let me pull that up real quick.
These are the Japanese 151. We ripped open a couple. I think Andrew might have purchased some yesterday.
Yeah, the biggest problem with 151 is that everybody wants it, which means no one can get a hold of it. I mean, the market value on a lot of the sealed products, a lot of the packs, I mean, are just through the roof. Oh, actually, let me...
I mean, I think everyone right now is... Oh, can you say it?
Yeah, so this is a 151 Japanese box. They're really cool. There's 20 of these in a box. So if you were to grab 20, I would actually just open up a box for you.
That's pretty nice.
But the Japanese boxes have been blowing up lately because it's impossible to get a hold of English at a fair price. The markup on them is just so ridiculous. Have a Japanese hollow Pidgeot from... Oh, yeah, there was not very awesome. Many. That's super cool and pretty rare, as a matter of fact, because it wasn't easy for us to get Japanese cards in the very, very beginning. Because why would we have known about them when we were 10 years old?
Right. Remember, it was a 151 that came out first, and then after that, then the Japanese edition came out. I remember collecting both. So there's awesome, good to have in the collection if you lost them back in those days, which I did.
I know, right? If we would have just held on to like one pack or something like that.
Steve, is it in good condition? Like, I feel like I need to check this card out. Curious.
If it is in good condition, a Pidgeot hollow Japanese, I'm not sure. It would be worth a couple of bucks if it was in even halfway decent condition.
See what that is.
But I mean, the set's just so fun because if you pull enough, you will eventually pull one of the Charizards, you will eventually pull one of the Venusaurs, and you will eventually pull one of the Blastoises. I mean, they're just so good. There's no bad cards in this set.
Right.
Especially when you look at the SIR. So like when we're talking about with the Obsidian Flame, it just had some weaker SIRs associated with it. Like that just didn't happen in 151. I mean, they stepped it up. They understood the nostalgia that was going to be brought out. They knew people would come back to the hobby specifically because they were going to come out with 151.
Right.
And they were right. They were super right. Way more people came back to the hobby because of it.
I mean, I feel like Pokemon is like more popular than ever right now. I mean,
and there's actually an Easter egg with some of these. So Charmander, adorable. First of all, this is such a great card, and this is an IR, right? So this is something you could definitely pull. Like there's plenty of these out there, but it's still worth good cash, right? Because people want them. But you can see he's looking up at something, right? So it's a little bit of an Easter egg. So if we move on to the Charmeleon's looking down at something. Well, what do you think he's looking down at? He's looking down at Charmander. They're connected cards. Steve said, I bought it for £5 at a British card swap way back when. I go shake your dad down for it. Oh yeah. I mean, especially, I mean, the amount of people that like had Pokemon cards sitting in bins at like their parents' house. And then during COVID, like when people were looking into their attics or whatever to try to find stuff, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous.
Hey Tracy, your dad said he has some Pokemon cards hidden somewhere. So if I were you, Thomas, you better go look through his stuff because you might be sitting on some, treasures there. Go get those cards taken in, see what they're worth.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. I think with the expo we went to 2 weeks ago, that was so dope. That was right here in San Antonio, and amazing. These type of cards, the 151s, you're gonna see these cards at the expo, and they're going for like anywhere from
a lot.
150, 200, 300, 400. And so if you can get those babies, you definitely got some money on your hands.
Well, they're also to get a hold of even at the card shows because they're worth a lot. But if you're not there early enough, someone else is very likely going to have taken it. The last card show I was at, I missed out on a couple of different 151s that I at least wanted to take a look at and didn't even get a chance because I was there 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's move on to back into the queue. So Thomas wants to go into the pulpit.
Let's go, Tomcat. Woo woo.
So let's see. So Thomas is going in with 2 super electric breakers. So let me go and grab those real quick. Get the card ready. Thomas.
Oh no, I thought it was the VIN number.
Oh yeah. 1007.
I'll take it for. All right.
Steve said the nostalgia is gonna make him go to his dad's to see what you have. Dude, it's worth it. I mean, you know, if there's something halfway decent in there, even if it's just a trip down memory lane and a couple of bucks, like I think that's totally worth it.
Yeah, fun stuff. Also.
So Danielle, you go ahead and rip these open. I'll leave it to you.
Let's go, Thomas. Your first pull. Say your rip. Troy and Thomas, what's up, boys? I'm so excited. I know they have a whole collection of Pokemon, and we got to learn how to take care of these so they're in mint condition. I'm so excited for you guys, and these are always tricky to open.
What's up, Troy and Thomas? Welcome to D&J PokePulls, and thank your dad Thomas for grabbing you guys 2 different packs of Japanese super electric breakers. So let's see if we can get the Pikachu for you.
What's up, boys? It's Danny here. D&J PokePulls. All right, let's go. We're gonna start it. Let's rub it for some good luck. All right, let's get it started.
So we got Charcadet here. Charcadet is one of the coolest Pokemon because Charcadet evolves into 2 of the coolest Pokemon, Armorage and Cerulege. And there is a Cerulege in this set, as a matter of fact.
Like that's a little Troy. Oh, never mind. I speak. There's Troy right here.
So there's Rotom. So he's our little he's the smartphone in the Pokemon world. Don't recall the name of this guy.
I don't remember his name either, but just get like a sheep. Bull. Not sure what this card is. New Pokemon, I'm telling you. I keep up with all. Alright, that's the last one.
Alright, so that's it for the first pack.
First pack.
So let me see the... Oh, no. Okay. So there's the first pack. So let's move on to the second pack now.
What I also want to show you is the back part. This is one of the nicest parts of the cards. I just like the detailing of the gold around it. Kind of stamps it.
Yeah, definitely recommend a binder. The Japanese cards are also a little bit higher quality than the cards that they print here in the States.
Yeah, you definitely want to sleeve them.
Do the next pack.
All right, Thomas, round 2. Let's go, Troy and Thomas. See what we're gonna pull. Look at the Pikachu. So cute.
That is definitely what we're hunting for here right now.
We need that Pikachu. And again, these ones are so tricky to open. All right. All right, second time the charm. Rub it for good luck. All right, Thomas, good luck. All right. Do you know who this guy is? Because I'm not sure. He looks like
Not
a
off the top of my
little-
head, I don't recall.
sea creature.
And that's Shellos, adorable.
Shallows. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. This is Troy. Like, Toki. I love Toki. So cute. Whoa.
Ooh, very nice, very
Wow,
nice.
That is a nice pull. Look at that graphic on that card.
Yeah, so this is the, I want to say it's the Amulet of Hope. So this is an A spec. So you can see spec sort of written on the side over there. But it is extremely holographic, these cards. They look really, really cool.
Really nice. All right, we got one more card left. Let's see, drum roll. Right.
And we got one of our sport cards to put in our deck.
Again, this is your first pull. These are really good to add to your collection. So
Yeah, so grabbing the A spec there is not guaranteed by any means whatsoever. They're quite rare to pull from the set. So congrats on getting the A spec. And they look super cool. They stand out significantly inside of a binder because of that bright, bright, bright pink. They're really cool. Definitely very valuable to stick into the binder. Yeah, Thomas, very nice hollow pull. Congratulations.
Oh, nice. Let's go.
So Thomas and Troy, make sure you guys take care of your new cards.
All right, guys, look at you. Merry Christmas. That's a Christmas pull right there. So, we're going to ship those out to you, or, I'll just see you and give it to you in person.
Yeah, that's a good point. For anyone new to the concept of rip and ship, the idea here is head to the website in the pinned comment to the store, grab the packs that you want to get opened. We'll open those up, and then we'll ship the hits out to you. So we won't send out any of the bulk, so you don't have to worry about accumulating these ridiculous quantities of commons and uncommons that you're not interested in. It's only going to be the hits.
Unless you want them, we can absolutely add them to your order.
Yeah, if you do want the bulk for one reason or another, just make sure you stick that in a note when you place the order, so that way we don't get rid of all the bulk.
Don't worry, Thomas. I added them all to your order.
All right, so back to our tier list. But yeah, so this is an Easter egg. So it's Charmander at the bottom, and then he's looking up at Charmeleon because Charmeleon's the evolution, right? And then above both of them, way up in the sky, is Charizard. So this is all one scene, as a matter of fact.
That's a great card.
Yeah, it's Charmander at the bottom of the I guess canyon is probably what that is, and then Charmeleon is in the middle of the canyon, and neither of those Pokemon can fly. So they're both in the canyon with Charmeleon above Charmander, and then way, way above the canyon, flying high, is Charizard. So the other name, there's two nicknames for this particular Charizard. The first one is Sunzard, because he's flying directly in front of the sun. And then the other name for this is No Neck Zard, because Charizard, typically, at least in the anime and such, he has a very long neck. He's a reptile, right? He's got a really long neck. And the way that the artist drew Charizard here, he has actually no neck. He's straight up a football player.
Also, that might be next. Might be pulling some NFL cards, maybe some UFC. Got a little inspired by going to the expo. There's so many great card collectors. So much fun.
Well, that's you.
Another time.
I won't lie, y'all. I couldn't care less about collecting sports cards. So that's Danielle can we can have instead of a D&J PokePulls stream, we can just have a D PokePulls stream. She can run the sports side of things.
Yeah, there is actually a guy from Austin who collects only the Spurs. Right, for him. He was cool. He had a lot of Laker cards too, so I had to collect some of those Kobe ones. You know what I mean?
But yeah, looking at the rest of the set here, I mean, they're all just absolute smash hits, right? I mean, the Squirtle is great, the Bulbasaur is great, the Wartortle is great, the Pikachu is super phenomenal. I have this in the Japanese version. That looks really cool. The Pikachu one's really nice too, because just like with all cards, if you can get a card that has multiple different Pokemon in it, you're probably winning. You probably are on a good idea here. So Pikachu in the middle, Growlithe, Best Boy over here on the side, Jigglypuff, Gengar's hanging out, Psyduck's over on the side. It's kind of hard to tell who's in the tree. It's probably Pidgey.
It looks like
Butterfree is over in the upper right hand corner as well. So this card is just littered. I mean, this card alone is worth opening up as much 151 as you can get your hands on.
right.
Luckily, we have 500 packs. Or
much
excuse me.
going on in that
Luckily, we
card.
have 100 packs of 151 sitting around. Yeah, I mean, enough said. Like, I mean, what more do you have to say about 151? It's S tier. It is by far and away the best set that's come out of Scarlet and Violet so far. It's probably one of the best sets that's come out, period, in a very long time.
Everyone's trying to get their hands on that.
Yeah, it's impossible. And if you do end up going to, in the new year in January, they're going to be reprinting a bunch of 151 to put in these boxes called Blooming Waters. And it's you'll see it. It's a very large collection box. So the collection box we showed earlier, it's much bigger than that, and it's got, I want to say 16 or 18 different 151 packs within it, and it's got Blastoise as the promo card. So it's pretty hard to miss, but they will sell out like instantly. Scalpers are gonna grab those things up. So if you do see one, make sure you grab one for yourself because it's extremely good value. It's going to be at MSRP from the big box stores, so Walmart, Target, etc. So very much under market price.
So go on that Walmart app and just, make sure that you're live.
Yeah,
online.
go to the Walmart app and then find it and make sure you favorite it so you can see when it goes live.
That's what you've been doing.
Yeah. Okay, so next up in Scarlet and Violet is Paradox Rift.
I'm so excited.
Paradox Rift is another set that, I mean, it had the unfortunate situation of having to follow up 151. One of the greatest sets that Pokemon has ever produced, period. It's sort of just it's just an unfortunate situation. It's sort of like Final Fantasy VIII had to follow up Final Fantasy VII. It was never going to succeed just because of who its predecessor was, right? So Paradox Rift suffers much of the same fate. It does have really good illustration. Personally, the Roaring Moon for me is probably the top tier in that one.
Probably number one on top of the.
Yeah. So
that card is gonna be a nice dad.
yeah, Roaring Moon is super great. Terastal Festival, also available in the store, also has a really nice Roaring Moon secret art rare that looks really, really good. It kind of looks a little similar to this one, but it has a very much more of I almost want to say a Van Gogh look to it. It's really cool. And the Iron Valiant is also really good. This one just pops. I love this card. I looked for it the last time I went to an expo.
You pulled this card, I feel like.
No, not this one in particular. We don't have any Paradox Rift available at the moment. But this one is just really good because of the way it jumps off the screen. So it's like sunset, right? But it's offset by the bright pink and then the bright teal green. Which I particularly love because that is the theme of our room where we do our rip and chips, right?
Those are Dustin's favorite colors.
Yeah.
Those are his favorite colors.
Yeah. They also just pop. They just pop really hard with the sunset background.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then Tyranitar hanging out over here
Romantic
too.
setting, like it.
Yeah, it's just a super cool card. But besides that, Yveltal is really good too. This is a super cool card. Super edgy. I mean, it just looked really cool. I saw somebody who had an entire page in their binder filled out with this Yveltal card, and that page just looked so cool. It looked like this black hole with all this red streaking across it. Very cool. But besides that, nothing else in the set popped off super hard. Actually, speaking of Paradox Rift, we did open up Gliscopod EX the other day.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so we actually did grab that. But besides that, there's not a ton else going on inside Paradox Rift, except with one exception, which is Garchomp. But see, Garchomp is not really, the Garchomp in this set isn't popping off necessarily because it is a really nice Garchomp from Paradox Rift. It's really more because Garchomp is associated with Cynthia, and everybody loves Cynthia. So again, it doesn't really go back to thinking about like how strong this is as a set. Paradox Rift is in general.
Yeah, it's a strong set, but again, if you're a Pokemon lover, collector, you always want to add this just to your collection, just to have.
So as far as I'm concerned, I'm putting Paradox Rift.
D.
You're putting a D?
I would say D.
It doesn't have Charizards to carry it like Obsidian Flames does. It doesn't have quite as many art rares that I think are super, super cool like Scarlet and Violet does. Now, here's the thing though. Paradox Rift, when we're thinking about things from the investment side of things, Paradox Rift is, you can get a hold of Paradox Rift at the moment. And if you get a hold of Paradox Rift booster box right now, you're probably going to pay somewhere in like the 130 range or so. And just like all these other sets, Scarlet and Violet is going to go down as one of the best expansion, or one of the best eras that we've ever had. Mostly because of some of the sets we'll get to later. But that means that all of them will get those price bumps just because of that. So you can get a hold of Paradox Rift right now. Same with Obsidian Flame. You can afford to get a hold of Obsidian Flame in vast quantities. And in 5 years from now, they will be worth double what they're currently worth at the moment. Easily. Purely because they're associated with 151.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The Scarlet and Violet era is just forced to be reckoned with, going down. You have that. If you can get a, if you can get one of those boxes, definitely keep it on your bookshelf and just leave it there. And then have one to open too.
And let me refresh the queue real quick, make sure we're caught up. All right, we're looking good. All right, so let's do one more before the night's over. Okay, so Paldean Fates, excuse me. Paldean Fates was the second special collection that we got out of Scarlet and Violet. So 151 was the first one. So Paldean Fates, so the big, I mean, obviously it's sort of just shooting or jumping out at your face, right? Is the Mew EX, so Bubble Mew. So this thing is like, first of all, it's Mew. People love Mew. Everyone goes crazy for Mew. It's got this adorable little art style. It's also got multiple Pokemon in the background in that same art style. Like, look at the Diglets here in the background.
I know, it's really cute.
Like the Diglets cresting the hill, the Oddish combined with the Poliwag.
Yep,
I want to say.
That's Poliwag.
And then the Rattata, and then the Bellsprout sitting over here, all around the pond, just staring up at Mew. I mean, this card is top tier for a lot of reasons. So it's very much worth being at the top of the list for Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates has some other real huge hits too. So Obsidian Flames was the Charizard set, right? So then why does Paldean Fates have the best Charizard in the expansion?
I'm lost. It doesn't. I mean, it shouldn't be in this collection if I'm gonna add that. It's just, but it's there, and if you grab it, definitely look at where it's at right now.
Yeah, I mean, it'll always something like this will always go up in value because it's Charizard 1, it's Paldean Fates, which did really well, which is in Scarlet and Violet, which is going to go down in history as a great set, and it's badass. This is just super, super cool.
Yeah, the detailing and just the artwork on there in general stands out. It's really nice.
So then the Paldean Fates, of course, the main gimmick, if you will, for the whole set was baby shinies. So there's all these different baby shiny Pokemon, and they have really good pull rates. So it's not like you very, very rarely pull a baby shiny. Some of these have pretty good value too. So Pikachu, Charmander, Snorlax, these are all pretty good value. But they show up pretty often, which is really cool. It's just nice to have a set where you actually get the cards you want on a pretty regular basis. So it just made it stand out. So the whole set just feels really fun to open up. And side note, I don't super go in for trainers all the time, but I think this one is just super cool. And there's a couple of reasons. Penny's a cool character from the game, helping you out with Team Star. But Penny is always walking around with an Eevee backpack. It's adorable, and I don't understand why they've never made this into a real backpack, because it would sell out instantly.
Absolutely,
but there's also an Umbreon in the picture too, looking up at Penny.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so Umbreon, obviously, by far and away, one of the most popular Pokemon period, ever. You know, the current era, like the most expensive card right now is the Umbreon. Like it's not even close how much more expensive the Umbreon is compared to anything else. And that's from Sword and Shield. So the fact that this card isn't worth more just because of the fact that it has an Umbreon just sort of blows me away.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I would expect that to be a really nice value price.
But I think Paldean Fates is an easy A. Like, no questions asked.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Cool.
Just because of the detail of the artwork on it, that's what you want to look for when you're getting value back.
All right, so next up after that we have Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade, Shrouded Fable, Stellar Crown, and Surging Sparks. So we will get to that next time. It is the end of our evening over here for D&J PokePulls. So thanks everybody for joining in and heading to the store and grabbing packs and joining in on the fun, heading into the pulpit. We saw some really, really good ones tonight. So it's been another excellent night of getting really good pulls out of the pulpit.
And we want to open up the calendar. I think today we gotta make sure that we're getting that extra one if we want to do that before we end.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Yeah, so Danielle, if y'all didn't hear, she's going to go grab our advent calendar. So we have a Pokemon advent calendar that we picked up. And so it's an advent calendar, right? So each day you get this new little figurine that comes out of there. They're very nice. It's just a cute little toy, cute little fun.
Yeah, I got this at the expo. It's so cool. So each day I've been opening up the day, and they have little figurines of Pokemon. So I am going to open right here. Since today's the 16th? No, it's not.
Today's the 18th.
Today's the 18th. Where's the time going? So we have some days to open up. Let's catch up on those days. So on day 16th, we have this little guy. Not sure what this one is.
It's Weasel.
Weasel?
It's our little Weasel.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, they got a little cute little Pokemon in them. We're gonna do 17. Let's see what this little guy is. This has been like my favorite part. Opening it out of the calendar. In honor of the holidays. See that guy?
It's hard to tell if that's Nido King or Nido Queen. I'm not quite sure. It's one of those two, though.
Not sure. They're not the best, but you know, it's fun. Fun a bit.
Yeah, they're just fun little figurines.
Yeah.
Nice little choking hazards for the kids to play with.
I like action figures, even if they're little, small toys. 18. Today's 18th. Right. Today's 18th. And we got this guy. Help me out with this one.
It's Tyranitar.
Tyranitar. Alright. Those are three little guys, little Pokemon that came out of them. Still have 6 more days to go and counting. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. D&J PokePulls. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, if you head on over to the store, it's in the pinned comment. When we are scheduling our next live stream, we'll be posting it there. So the website's always the best place to go check out to see when we're going to be live next. But you can even place orders offline, and then the next time we are live, that's when those will get ripped and shipped out to you.
Absolutely. Check us out. And again, thank you guys for joining us. Have a great night, and we'll see you next.
All right, see everybody. D&J PokePulls out.